no! Ricky Gervais may be facing consequences for how he turned up the heat on Hollywood elites. Remember when the comedian went off on an 8-minute monologue criticizing various aspects of Hollywood?
You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards, so I don't care anymore.
Well, Ricky brought up issues of racism, the Epstein scandal, and finished the speech with a jab at every woke celebrity that tries to lecture the world as they're receiving the awards.
If you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything.
It looks like Ricky may have poked some Hollywood elites too far, and now he may be asking for more protection from the movie industry. Keep watching to find out what we know. It was the most controversial opening monologue in Golden Globes history, which saw the host take aim at Prince Andrew, Jeffrey Epstein, and woke Hollywood. Ricky Gervais has discussed his explosive revelation and revealed the motives behind the TV moment, seen by around 200 million people worldwide. Speaking to the series-linked podcast, The Office star said, "Do I pander to the 200 egos in the room or the 200 million people watching around the world? And there's no contest. I know what I'm going to say. I'm not there to ruin their night. I'm there to make the people at home laugh." The actor, who was hosting the award ceremony for the 5th time, said the ceremony represented a chance for a presenter to use their best jokes in front of a once-in-a-lifetime audience. He said, "You've got to write 7 minutes of your best jokes. You can't really use them again. It's a lot of work for 7 minutes, but the payoff is amazing. I mean, there's no audience like that." An unrepentant Ricky went on to hit back at criticism leveled at him over his speech, saying he was playing a brash character in his role as host. The Afterlife star said, "People know David Brent and Tony are characters. They don't know that me doing stand-up and me at the Golden Globes is a bit of a persona as well. There I play this brash character who's come to ruin the liberal elite's night. I've honed those jokes. I've made those jokes bulletproof." Ricky skewered woke Hollywood, made jokes about Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and Prince Andrew, and tackled topics such as MeToo and ISIS as he left his A-list audience wincing during his opening monologue at the 77th Golden Globe Awards. Tom Hanks, Robert De Niro, and Gwyneth Paltrow were left with stunned looks on their faces as Gervais mocked Felicity Huffman over the college admission scandal and turned up the heat in the big dogs of the movie industry. In a particularly blunt moment, Gervais advised those receiving awards to avoid making political speeches because you're in no position to the public about anything, before adding, "If you win, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent, and your God and asterisk off."
So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God.
The British comic, hosting for the 5th time, underlined his point by jesting. "You say you're woke, but the companies you work for in China. Unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you?" Social media lit up with posts praising Gervais' takedowns of the Hollywood establishment, relishing in the uncomfortable reactions from those in the room. A fan wrote, "Only conservatives are celebrating Ricky Gervais' takedown of the Hollywood elite. For a group who hate the Hollywood elite, they sure love having Hollywood trash running the country into the ground." Another fan penned, "I watch this every time I see it on my social feed, and every time I think Hollywood needs Ricky Gervais as the host for every award show, at least until everyone in attendance can be seen laughing at him and therefore at themselves." While another fan added, "Ricky Gervais callback alert. Hollywood is not real. Don't expect celebrities to be ethical when every part of their lives are contrived. The 21st century is upon us. Don't be chained to the rhythm. Stay focused." And a social media user penned, "They were all dressed up, air kissing, preening, pouring champagne, congratulating each other. Then Ricky starts talking. The looks on their faces were priceless. I only wish the cameramen had captured more of them." In one moment, which shocked the stars in the crowd, Gervais made a pointed remark about the death of pedo billionaire Jeffrey Epstein. He said the Netflix series Afterlife is a show about a man who wants to unalive himself. Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so he didn't unalive himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein. As the audience gasped, he doubled down on the remarks, saying, "Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care." Meanwhile, Epstein was reportedly found dead in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, New York, in August while awaiting trial on numerous immoral offenses. An autopsy found he had hanged himself. Gervais also slammed hypocritical Hollywood stars for working for companies with controversial rights records while claiming to be woke, and warned winners against making political acceptance speeches. He blasted, "You say you're woke, but the companies you work for are unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg."
You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg.
He also claimed that Apple, who began their streaming site in 2019, used sweatshops to make their products, as owner Tim Cook watched from the crowd. Gervais also took aim at specific people, including actress Felicity Huffman, who was jailed over her role in the college admissions scandal this year. "You came here in your limos. I came in a limo tonight and the license plate was made by Felicity Huffman," he continued, as the cameras panned to a shocked crowd.
You came here in your limos, I came here in a limo tonight, and the license plate was made by Felicity Huffman. So...
In case you are wondering why Huffman was one of his targets, Huffman recently completed an 11-day stint in jail after she pleaded guilty to paying $15,000 to get one of her daughters into college. Gervais continued, "It's her daughter I feel sorry for. That must be the most embarrassing thing to happen to her, and her dad was in Wild Hogs." Several audience members broke out into shocked laughter, with Tom Hanks looking stunned. Ricky went further to say that there was a wide variety of stars in the room, and they all have one thing in common. They're all afraid of Ronan Farrow, Gervais said. For those unversed, New Yorker writer Ronan Farrow played a key role in outing immorality in Hollywood and exposing disgraced producer Harvey Weinstein. Later in the show, Gervais introduced an actor from the film Bird Box, describing the movie as a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing, sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein.
Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein.
Gervais also mocked what he described as pedo movies. Taking off all you pervs, it was a big year for pedo movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes, he says, before breaking down at his own joke. "Shut up," he told the stunned crowd. "I don't care."
It was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. Shut up.
He then turned to Academy Award winner Leonardo DiCaprio to poke fun at the age gap between him and the women he dates. He said, "Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is nearly 3 hours long." Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long. Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. So...
Cameras caught Leo's reaction. It seemed the actor, who was dating Camila Morrone, was able to poke fun at himself, blushing and smiling while the rest of the room cracked up. Amid laughter from the star-studded audience, Gervais added, "Even Prince Andrew is like, 'Come on, Leo, mate, you're nearly 50, son.'"
Even Prince Andrew's like, "Come on, Leo, mate, you know, you're nearly 50, son."
That is definitely a lot of information about the dirty sides of Hollywood Ricky revealed. And while there is a battle on the internet as to whether or not the things he said were true, Ricky is probably not backing down anytime soon. Well, that's all we know for now. While the threat he is facing from Hollywood isn't confirmed yet, Ricky's fans hope he is protected at all cost. See you in the next video for more entertainment.